So one of my coaches when I was younger asked us once to raise our hands as high as we could. And once they were all up, she said, "Can you raise it one more inch?" And everyone could. The point, after we've done our duty, even our best, there is always just one more inch that we could give, just a little bit more that we can do to make that our best effort possible. Today we go back in our first reading. The temple in Jerusalem was just finished. King Solomon has done his duty. But today in our first reading, he adorns his duty with an extra act of love. He dedicates that temple to the Lord. Since the time of Moses, 5 centuries before Solomon, God told the people he would live among them in the tabernacle, that is, the tent in the middle of their camp. In that tent was the altar, and through the priests the people would offer their sacrifice to the Father. And when they got to the Promised Land, God taught them to build a permanent tabernacle, a magnificent temple, to cover it in gold and the finest of all adornments, so that when people walked into the temple of the Lord, they would realize God is here. After everything was done, Solomon today adorns that temple with his prayer of dedication. What could extra effort look like in your life? When you finish this Mass and you're done with your duty to worship and praise the Father, consider giving him just one more minute to say thank you. Maybe stay in your pew for just 60 seconds and thank the Lord for giving you the gift of the Eucharist. Or when you're getting ready for a family dinner, you've already done your duty by being present, but go further, just one extra effort. Consider being that person who gives a little bit more and is part of the joyful conversation of your family, drawing the other people out of their shells. Or maybe when you're working out or jogging, in that last home stretch, the end of the set or the end of your run, you've already done your duty, but instead of decreasing your effort as you end, try pushing a little bit harder and offering that extra effort to the Father. The goal is to go over and beyond because love is generous. Love points outward. And we can love our Lord, we can find him in all the smallest details of our lives. To worship God, all Moses needed was an altar, and they could have used any flat stone for that. But God asked them for a temple, and he asked them to make it beautiful and to cover it in precious stones and gold. Solomon did his duty, but he didn't stop there. He went back to the temple, stood in front of the altar, and you'll notice the priest makes that same gesture. He holds his hands out when speaking directly to the Father, and he praises the Lord from the bottom of his heart in thanksgiving. Today, go the extra mile for our Lord, for your family, and for yourself. And in this way, even the ordinary duties of every day can become a prayer of sacrifice to the Father, just like Solomon did.